First thing I want to say to y'all is good morning. I am Shu Amun Ra, and class starts now. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, why class starting in the car? Because this is where I want to start it at. But that doesn't mean where I'm going to end it. So, I want to get a few things out up front, and I want to be able to, when I inject this information that I'm about to do, the information is about Jesus Christ. Is Jesus Christ black, white, or other cultures? Okay? Why we even use the color code text black and white, you know what I'm saying? But this is what society does. Yes, because black and white is basically here in America. But America, in reality, is a melting pot, whether we like it or not. But the topic is about Jesus Christ, is he black or white? And what is his true origin? Now, for many people, I don't want you to get your feelings hurt, especially the melanated, the dark race, because you are the ones who will get your feelings hurt. And you don't have to get your feelings hurt. Another thing I'm going to state to you, I'm going to give you information off of the research I've done, scholars that I have watched their documentaries, preachers, either one or two preachers that were preachers, and some of them were famous, and they crossed over from Christianity to spirituality, dealing with the African conception. I'm also going to give you doctors. I'm going to give you people you might have heard and you might have not heard. But when I give you these names and I show you these people who've done expeditions, who went on pilgrimage to give you actual facts, information of dealing with ancient civilization. So please enjoy class today, because class is going to have so much information, and I'm going to do it slowly, and I'm going to interpret a little bit of the work, but I'm going to allow the scholars to do majority of the work, so you get a better understanding. Now, what I want to let you know today is that I'm not your preacher, I'm not your minister, I'm not your pastor, I'm not your reverend, I'm not your deacon, I'm not no archaeologist, I'm not your astronomer, I'm not no science teacher, I'm not your social studies teacher. What I am is just a messenger. I spew out information for my people to understand and be aware of your culture, understand your heritage. This is what it's about. And I'm talking about millions of our people, that here in North and South America, okay, understand this clearly, here in North and South America have picked up other traditions from other cultures, picked up other religions, and today we're going to find out all these religions, all these religions that you believe, and it's all right to believe. Let's make this a fact. It's all right to believe that these religions helped you out. Because sometimes you gotta have some kind of inspiration. I understand that. I'm going to give you a little insight about myself. I'm sure I'm in Ra. My government name is Denzel Snotty, right? You already know that when I post things up. Now, I was a Christian. I was a Jehovah's Witness. I was a Jehovah's Witness for over 15 years of my life. From that point on, I was still hungry for knowledge. I was empty inside. My spirit was lost. My flesh was lost. Now I knew all the so-called sins, because you learn these things when you, in any religion, they will teach you about sin and what you're not supposed to do and how to behave. Now I knew these things. Now I'm gonna let you know I'm going on 51 years old. Understand that. Now, so I'm a product baby, grew up in the 70s, right? I grew up in the 70s, so you still had that racist type of attitude, okay? You still had it. It was very strong. Even in religion, do not let that fool you. Racism has been here for a long time. And people want to hold on to it because they feel they don't want to lose what they know and how they've been raised. So now, dealing with the Christianity religious perspective, I had a void in me that needed to be filled. Now, don't get me wrong. I studied the Bible. I've read the Watchtower magazines and the Wake magazines. Okay? But it was my soul, my spirit, my deity just was not, my energy, let me put it that way. Let me talk the natural way. My energy was not satisfied. My frequency was all over the place. I was not in a state of mind to accept this religion at its full core. Understand that. And the reason why I'm letting you know this before I dive deep into the topic what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ, who is he? Black or white or what culture? And let's get to his origin. Is because some of you probably going through what I used to go through. Until I found my true calling. And when I found my true calling is when I found a documentary. And matter of fact, I didn't find a documentary. It was a young brother, probably was at the time, probably 2 or 3 years older than me. He had a documentary called Hidden Colors. Okay? He had a documentary called Hidden Colors, and I watched it for the first time. And when I watched Hidden Colors, I was flabbergasted. Literally. Flabbergasted. I mean, listen here, brothers and sisters. My mind was blown away. So, I needed more. I was thirsty. Thirsty. I'm telling you. So, I needed more of this information, because now what it did was it opened up a channel that I never received before. Now I understood the Jesus Christ phenomenon, but the thing that what I didn't understand was, see, I understood about the Muslim, the Nation of Islam. I understand at the time about Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, right? I understood at that time, the late 70s and 80s. I understood all that. I understood they was calling Allah. They was not talking about Jesus like that. They were talking about Allah. Let's get something straight. The Jehovah's Witnesses wasn't even talking about Jesus like that. Everything was about Jehovah. You don't worship no other God but Jehovah. And the Jehovah's Witnesses' whole conspiracy is about they're supposed to be witnesses. Witnesses to what's going on. Now let me get something straight. I'll say it and I'll say it again. If any one of you have climbed out of the wickedness of your behavior, if you climbed out of your wickedness of your behavior because you use these different organizations, then there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see what's wrong with it. So I don't see what's wrong with it at all if you're using religion in a positive way. Well, when you preaching to the children and our babies and it's false doctrine, that's a problem. That's a serious problem. And sometimes we don't even know we're telling this story. Hold on. Good morning. How you doing? So what happens, you don't realize that you can be you're telling a story, a mythical story, and you don't understand its origin. And because you don't understand its origin, right, you are feeding your babies information. Then your babies grow up, they feed their babies information. And we never do our research. Our people, we're not trying to do research. We're just going to believe whatever they're feeding us. And then, who is feeding us? Most likely our families. peace, 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 peace. Peace, brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses. Class already started, but I took a time out to get more informal. But where I left off at was the information that religion is passing off to our children. And we are signifying or sacrificing or betraying information that you don't know if it's real or false. Now, brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, you're not conforming to the African system. Now, we are born and raised in America, yes, but our descendant comes from Africa. Our descendant come from Africa. Because if it didn't come from Africa, there's no way in the world Napoleon, Constantine, they would never have made a pilgrimage to Africa to destroy the evidence. Now, brothers and sisters, I already told you in the beginning, make sure you got your pencils, pens, paper you need to write down information, because I will be bringing in information, videos, documentaries, because we're going to break down this whole conception of Jesus Christ. Is it all right to accept Jesus Christ that he's white? Is it all right to accept Jesus Christ that he's black? Is it all right Jesus Christ is Korean? I'll show y'all. Brothers and sisters, this is your first Jesus Christ that you believe, right? But I told you, you got Jesus Christ, who's black, white, is Korean, and other cultures who have accepted Christianity. Here's your white Jesus Christ, right? Okay. Listen to the whole comical thing. Yo, black Jesus. Yo, see this, excuse the foul language, shit, right? Okay, now, here is your black Jesus. Yo, fam, how about Korean Jesus? Now you got your black Jesus, right? So some of you are satisfied with that. Well, here's your Korean Jesus. Korean Jesus ain't got time for your shit. He has Korean shit to do. There's your Korean Jesus. And let's make no mistake, even though they put the words on top of these pictures, this all is about, they're joking about it, but these pictures exist, for real. This is your white Jesus, right? And how many Jesus you're going to see, I'm going to show you it, how many Jesus that you think that is your Lord and Savior, right? Here's your black Jesus. Here's your Korean Jesus. Just because these words is here, they just happen to type the words and put them in front of them. But now I'm going to give you a picture of several different Jesuses. And you're going to tell me which one is your Jesus. I want you to tell me which one is your Jesus. Right? We're going to get to that right now. Okay? Don't let the words fool you. Don't let the words get to you. The original catfishing niggas since 00 AD. Right? Hold on. Now, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, which one is your Jesus Christ? Okay, let's listen. Which one is your Jesus Christ? Which one? You tell me. Huh? These are paintings of different Jesus Christ. But which one is your Jesus Christ? You'll be selling this stuff to your children. Any portrait that looks like some white man with long hair. They even have a Jesus Christ with blonde hair and blue eyes. But let me ask you this question. Y'all, you sit up here and you feed this information to our children. You feed this information to our children. But like I said before, we're going to get into it deep today. Not only am I showing you posts, videos. Tell me, who's Jesus Christ? Is he black? Is he white? Who is he? I'm going to give you a video right now from one of the greatest scholars I ran into 8 years ago, Dr. Henry Clark. Dr. John Henry Clark. I'm about to drop this video on you. And then from there, we're going to slowly break things down. Please, do your homework. Research. Because sometimes things you think you know, it's not what it is. So let me get into the video that I'm going to show you. It's a documentary with our beloved brother, John Henry Clark, and his information. This great scholar did his pilgrimage, okay? And we need to recognize this. All right, I'm about to show you John Henry Clark. In this video, I want you to pay attention clearly what he says. All religions are man-made. And then I'm going to show you the post of the white religion here in America after I show you this video. Okay? All religions are man-made. Your religion has a birthday. I wake up wide open. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. The Bible, along with the Quran and every other religious book, were all manufactured. Let's get into it. Okay, we can.
Now, the Roman Empire internally was not very rich. Africa became the breadbasket for the Roman Empire. And except for Africa, the Roman Empire would not have been able to sustain itself. Now, the Roman presence in North Africa is going to force into being one of the great events in human history. Roman taxation, Roman oppression would cause people to turn to new gods and question old gods, to turn to a story about a God who comes forth to rescue them. Now, they would draw from African folklore the story of the child in the manger. And what am I saying? Later, in retrospect, he was referred to as Jesus Christ. Now, you can argue about the coloration of Christ if you want to, but I can sell that very quick and we can go on to the next subject. Was he a Roman? The answer is no. Was he a Greek? The answer is still no. These were the only European types in that part of the world at the time. If he was neither Roman or Greek, he was one of those other people. And all of those other people were non-European and non-white. And he came from the other people.
During that time of Roman dominance, Africans hold high military and administrative posts in the empire.
The Romans and the Greeks had no color prejudice comparable to the kind of prejudice we would know later on. Otherwise, why would 3 Africans become emperors of Rome? Why would there be 3 African popes? Finally, Constantine decided to make Christianity the religion of the whole of the Roman Empire. Now we're coming to the critical period when the Roman domination of the church so corrupted the church, the Africans began some disenchantment with the Roman interpretation of Christianity. Constantine calls a council of bishops and priests at a place called Nice, the Nicene Conference. It is at this conference that the European created a European concept of Christianity. It was at this conference that they began to take the African saints out of the literature of Christianity. Now the corruption had started. The physical concept of Jesus Christ did not exist. Now, how did it come into existence? Because the Pope commissioned it to come into existence. Michelangelo painted the picture using one of his relatives as model. And that picture, one of the finest pieces of propaganda ever projected in history, has changed the minds of millions of people as who's supposed to represent God, whoever he or she is. And I have no problem with the she. Spirituality is a way of accepting the fact that there is a spiritual force in the universe larger than all of mankind. But someone had to come along and invent a word called God. And someone had to say of another God and say, mine is better than yours. And someone had to create faith. Someone said, I have the true faith. Religion is the organization of spirituality into something that became the handmaiden of conquerors. Nearly all religions were brought to people and imposed on people by conquerors and used as the framework to control their minds. My main point here is that if you are the child of God and God is a part of you, then in your imagination, God's supposed to look like you. And when you accept a picture of the deity assigned to you by another people, you become the spiritual prisoners of that other people.
All right, brothers and sisters. Hope you enjoyed that video with us. That is Dr. John Henry Clark. Basically mapped it out for you. But I'm going to break it down. As I said before, I was going to be the narrator. I break it down because I know some of you probably might be confused. You might be hurt. Or don't allow your emotions to get to you. Okay? But let me show you the man-made religion. And the dates. Okay, we got John Smith, Baptist religion in 1608. Huh? Let's make it clear. There's John Smith, 1608. So let's make it bigger. You also have Charles Parham, Pentecostal Religion, 1901. Huh? Right? You also got Joseph Smith, created the Mormons religion, 1830. Huh? You also have Charles Dash Russell, created Jehovah's Witness, 1872. Huh? Think about it. Sorry, guys. Then you also have William Miller, who created the Seventh-day Adventist religion in 1863. Huh? Do your math. We'll get back to this. I'm sure Amun Ra. This is part 1. We're gonna go in deep, and I know some of you, you can. Some of you'll follow, and some of you won't follow. That's all right. But the whole concept is to understand where this religion come from. Where did Jesus Christ come from? And I will break it down slowly. So we're gonna go right into it in part 2. This post that I'm showing you, these religions. That's just a small taste. All right. See ya in part 2.